All right, so we're going to go and look at validating our code. Now, validating is going to be very helpful for us as we are trying to write good code. It'll catch a lot of our mistakes, though it is a little cryptic. So if we come over here, I've got several documents that we're going to test things out with. First off, I've got one that doesn't have any errors at all, and this one goes through and has the basic structure of a page and a little bit of content between the body tags. Let's come over here, and I'm going to go to the validator.w3.org page, and it should redirect me to here. Or if you want, you can come, and this is what I end up usually doing. I just go into my search bar or go to Google and type in HTML validator. And most of the time that's going to come up. The W3C markup validation service is the first one on the list. It'll bring me here. Now, we have three ways that we can put this in. If we have it uploaded to our website, we can put in the address, the URL to that specific page we want to test. We can also upload a file if we would like. And so I could hit browse here, find the file, upload it, and it would check it. Or you can do direct input. This is one I find myself doing the most, but anyone will work just as well. So here, I'm going to come over to my document, my first one. I'm going to copy everything, come back over the page, and paste it in. Then I'm going to hit check, and we're going to see what's coming up. So it checked it. We come down. It says the content type was text HTML. That's just info about this. There are no warnings, and there is no error. There are no errors. So let's go and try this again. Now, if you want, you can check it again by changing something in here. So if I change this and then hit check here, it's going to check it again, and it's going to say if I have any errors or not. Some things won't throw errors, some things will. Let's get rid of this, see if it will. Check it. And coming down here, and we do have an error. So let's actually go to these other pages and take a look at how I would go about validating. So first off, I'm going to copy this stuff, come over here, and I'm going to back up so that we're refreshing the document. There we go, one little bit more. And I'm going to just copy that out and paste in my new stuff. So I'm going to hit check. So right off the bat, we go down, and it looks like there are two errors, or at least there's one error, and it's telling me there's a fatal error saying the last error was too big that I can't continue checking it, and so that's what we get. So there's a few key things in here. First off, you can read this description of it, but sometimes it's a little cryptic, like I said, so it's a little hard to understand. Here it says error meta element between head and body. So if we go back and we look for the meta element, you'll notice that it is between the head and the body. And so that's probably saying, hey, this is out of place. Now, if we haven't talked about it, or if you don't know exactly where that should go, there's a couple resources for you. You could look at the book, and you could see how the basic structure is. You can watch some of my other videos over basic structure. Or if none of that's working, or if you want a little bit faster, you can even go into Google, and let's type in meta tag placement. And it brings me, the first one up here is the W3 schools. We could kind of go down a little bit more if we wanted, but let's just check this one out, see what kind of information it's giving us. And we come down here, and it says, hey, this should be within the HTML document, and it looks like there's an opening head and a closing head, and there's all the meta. So just from that little research there, we can tell, hey, maybe this guy isn't supposed to be there, but instead between the head and the head. So let's copy that again, come back to our validator, we're going to paste that in and check it. After it's checked it, we look, hey, we have no more errors. Perfect. So I'm going to do this a couple more times with you just so we can get that down. So I'm going to back up right here and get rid of all that stuff, and we're going to go down to the next one. All right. So I'm going to check this document again. And this is very important. I would check it as frequently as you can, just to know that you don't have any errors as you're going along. Down here, we have a straight end tag head, and that's really cryptic. I'm not quite sure what that's talking about. So the next clue we have is from line 8, column 2 to line 8, column 8. So let's just find the line number 8, go back over here, and you can see that we have numbers along the side here, and we've got a head. Now, that's not necessarily the problem, but this is where it's seeing a problem. So it could be this or maybe right above this. So if we look at this again, we kind of see that, hey, we've got a head. Everything looks indented right, but my H1 and my image are in the wrong location. They're actually up above in the head instead of in the body. So I can cut those guys out, and we can paste them back in into the body section. So the body section is where everything that's visible on the page is going to be located. That includes this image. And then we're going to copy this, paste it in, and check it again. We come down, and hey, we fixed that problem. Perfect. Now, the reason why I'm going through these is there's a lot of common problems that people make, like putting images and H1s up in the head. That's a pretty common problem. So watch for that. Make sure that everything's down here in the body. All right, let's go to the next one. So we've got a basic document. It actually looks pretty decent. Let's back up over here, and let's get rid of this and paste in the new stuff and hit check. All right, coming down. Okay, we've got an image element must have an alt attribute except under certain conditions. For more details, do this. So it's saying, hey, we're missing an alt attribute on an image, and that's on line 8 again, actually. So we go down to line 8, and we've got the image, and we notice, oh, hey, I've got the source, but I don't have an alt equals, and then some description. So image tags always need that, and it will be pretty descriptive with you on some of these errors. Like in this case, there's an image tag, and we need an alt attribute. Now we haven't looked at alt attributes yet, but you will be shortly, so just keep that one in mind. This does need a source, and it does need an alt for it to validate. All right, let's go down to validation 4, this last one I've got for you. Go back, we're going to delete this stuff and paste it in. Check. All right, so down here it says element P1 not allowed as a child element of body in this context, and the same thing for P2. That's on line 10. We come over here and we look at line 10. Okay, so in this case, we're using a tag that's not really a tag. So I've actually seen this quite a bit. We do have headings 1 through 6, which are the different types of headings and subheadings and so forth. Now, some people I've seen go in there and try to apply the same thing to paragraphs. That's not the case. We come in here and we just use paragraph over and over again. So this would be paragraph 1, the second one would be paragraph 2, and so on. And we come back over here, and paste it in, and check it again. And hey, look, that's fixed. All right, I do want to do one more for us. So I'm going to bring that over here so you guys can't see it real quick. Let's do a few things here, and let's test this out. So I've got a new document. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come back over to my validator. I'm going to back up, clear it out, and paste it back in. All right, so this is the new one that I'm going to check. So I'm going to check this, come in here. All right, first one, error. Element head is missing a required instance of child element title. All right, that's on line 4. So let's come back over here and look at this. So line 4, well, it looks like I've got a title. So got to look a little bit closer. Maybe there's another clue. No other clues there. Let's go back. Right here, okay, notice this. This one, the opening tag is actually T-I-T-E, not title. So we've actually spelt it wrong, and so we need to come in there and spell it correctly. All right, let's come back in and revalidate this guy. Paste it over and check it again. And we scroll down. Okay, we've got, that looks like we fixed that. But this one, heading element, or heading cannot be a child of another heading. So let's go to line 9 and see what it's talking about. So on line 1, we only have an H1. There's not multiple H1s headings. So what is it talking about? Look really closely to the tags to find out. You'll notice that, all right, H1, that's starting. And then look, we've got another H1. It's not the closing tag, so we were missing a closing slash, and that's what it's talking about there. So we come back and then revalidate it again. We'll see that we've fixed those errors. Okay, so as we've gone through this video, hopefully you've made it to the end, but really one thing you want to know and practice is 1, validate often, 2, validate, and if you find an error, okay, go in, try to fix that first error, and then revalidate again. Then validate or try to fix the next error. So only fix one error at a time. The problem with fixing multiples is that one error could send multiple error messages, and then if you try to change 2 things, you might be breaking something instead of fixing something. So always correct one error, revalidate, see if it fixed it. If it fixed it, go on to the next error, and so forth. All right, that's just my quick explanation of validating and kind of the process I go through. Yeah, let me know if you need any more help, and we'll talk to you later.